the Syrian civil war.
It's interesting because Secretary Kerry was pretty blunt, and I've got his remarks right here, talking about what you and your colleagues will do in the Senate and the House. He said, "I don't believe my former colleagues in the United States Senate and the House will turn their back on our interests, on the credibility of our country, on the norm with respect to the enforcement of the prohibition against the use of chemical weapons, which has been in place since 1925. So you speak about the bad things that will happen. He says for you and others not to authorize force is really hurtful to U.S. credibility.
Well, the one thing I would say that I'm proud of the president for is that he's coming to Congress in a constitutional manner and asking for our authorization. That's what he ran on. His policy was that no president should unilaterally go to war without congressional authority, and I'm proud that he's sticking by it. But you asked John Kerry whether or not he'll stick by the decision of Congress, and I believe he waffled on that and wobbled and wasn't exactly concrete that they would. But absolutely, if Congress votes this down, we should not be involved in the Syrian war. And I think it's at least 50-50 whether the House will vote down involvement in the Syrian war.
You think it's 50-50? It's that close. You don't think that this is a compelling case that's been made and that Congress will follow suit?
In the House, I think the Senate will rubber stamp what he wants, but I think the House will be much closer vote. And there are a lot of questions we have to ask. I think it's pretty apparent there was a chemical attack, but we now have to ask, are we going to go after chemical weapons with our bombing?